Hey everyone, welcome back to another gameplay session of Gloomhaven enhanced with Lego bricks. Today I'm doing the Shrine of Strength. First thing, I'll go over my starting deck and battle goals for each character. My characters are the Brute and the Spellweaver. So for the Brute, my deck consists of Trample, Eye for an Eye, Skirmishing Maneuver, Hook and Chain, Juggernaut, Leaping Cleave, Unstoppable Charge, Spare Dagger, Provoking Roar, and Warding Strength. The Brute's equipment: Iron Helmet, Minor Healing Potion, Second Skin, Boots of Striding, Mountain Hammer, Minor Stamina Potion, and Minor Power Potion. For the Brute's battle goals for this scenario, I can pick between Pacifist and Scrambler. Of the two, Scrambler seems easier, so I'll pick Scrambler. For the Spellweaver, the deck is Fire Orbs, Flame Strike, Flashing Burst, Frost Armor, Forked Beam, Mana Bolt, Reviving Ether, and Engulfed in Flames. And the Spellweaver's equipment: Iron Helmet, Minor Healing Potion, Piercing Bow, Cloak of Invisibility, Minor Stamina Potion, Boots of Striding, and Minor Power Potion. For the Spellweaver's battle goals, I can pick between Layabout or Professional. I'm going to go with Professional. My characters are currently in Gloomhaven. While I'm here, I'm going to do another donation to the Sanctuary of the Great Oak. That's 10 gold each. So 2 more donations to the Sanctuary of the Great Oak. I'm 3 away from another prosperity. And I get 2 bless cards for each character. So for the Brute, that puts me down to 71 gold. And the Spellweaver, I'm down to 57. I just find these bless cards are very beneficial for the scenario. I'll get them both on my decks here and give them a shuffle. While in Gloomhaven, I also need to run another city event. Returning to Gloomhaven with your last haul of treasure, you approach the market in search of a good trade. Unfortunately, there are only a few visible stands around that are not yet packing up for the day. A robed Savvas catches your eye. It has a few strange artifacts on display, but you approach with no great expectation, hoping your goods will fetch a decent price. The Savvas silently nods as you approach. It picks through your haul and lifts up a single item, holding out a small bag for you in exchange. Pouring out the bag's contents, a single rectangular black and white coin lands in your palm. Option A: demand a different payment. The single coin is an insult. Option B: accept the strange coin and research it for hidden value. I'm curious what the coin is, so I'm going to go with option B. You calmly assess that the coin may possess much more value than it appears to have. You head to the university and spend hours looking through old records to no avail. You end the day in a tavern, easing the frustration with a drink and loud laments about the coin. Those markings are very interesting. You look up to see an Aether standing over you. They describe a special meeting place. I can show you where. And this unlocks a new location, the Temple of the Eclipse. That's awesome. Well, I'm going to add that location at the end of this scenario. This gets removed from the deck. That concludes my business in the town of Gloomhaven. It's time to make our way to the Shrine of Strength. Along the way, I need to run a road event. You are far off the main road when you see a small band of Inox approaching from the west. You try to divert your path to go around them, but they are moving directly into your path. In a few minutes' time, they overtake you. You've wandered into our territory, travelers, the biggest one says. We don't much like visitors. You stare at her blankly. Such acts can be forgiven, but it will cost you. Option A: try to reason with the Inox. Option B: fight off the Inox. They'll get no payments from you. I'll try option A. So there are 2 outcomes, and one of them includes an option if you have an Inox in your party. Well, my Brute is an Inox, so I can pick the first option. The Inox in your party talks with the leader for a while, and they are able to come to an agreement. They punch each other's chests, and the group lets you through. No effect. And this goes back into the bottom of the deck. I'll read the introduction text to Shrine of Strength. Nestled in a high valley deep in the Copperneck Mountains, this shrine is not easily found or accessible, but luckily you know the way. The shrine lies on the edge of a giant frozen lake surrounded by ancient towering trees. Adorning the structure's stone face are innumerable symbols of power and strength, but you cannot determine whether the shrine was dedicated to some specific entity or simply to the general concept of strength. You enter through the large stone doors, hoping to find something within that increases your own power. As you walk along the entryway, you see a number of runic inscriptions carved into the walls. They are hard to make out, but you believe they profess an ideology of strength begets strength. In order to increase one's own strength, one must first demonstrate strength. You open the next set of doors and come face to face with that ideology in practice. A powerful Savvas materializes in front of you and wordlessly begins to channel a destructive force in your direction. You will need to prove yourself to get at whatever is in this temple. So the goal of this scenario is to loot the treasure tile. So you don't have to destroy all the monsters, just get to the treasure tile and loot it. So quick dungeon overview. This is a very large dungeon. There are 5 total rooms. And this scenario is going to be a little bit different from ones I've normally played, just due to the game mechanics for this scenario. The treasure tile that needs to be looted is way in the back room, guarded by 2 stone golems. Now there's some special rules with this scenario. Doors A are locked and open when any character occupies pressure plate C at the end of their turn. Doors B are locked and open when all characters occupy a pressure plate on one of the H tiles at the end of a turn. For 2 characters, the plates D must be occupied. So I'm playing with 2 characters, so in order to unlock doors labeled B, I need to occupy the pressure plates at the same time, and those pressure plates are on either side of the dungeon. So what I need to do then with my characters is once I get into this middle room here, my characters are going to have to split up, and each one of them is going to have to go and occupy a pressure plate. And each pressure plate is guarded by a trap that does both damage and poison. There's not a lot of monsters in this scenario, but many of them are elite, and I believe the Savvas characters can actually summon more monsters. So even though I don't need to eliminate all the monsters to win the scenario, probably the best outcome is to get rid of as many monsters as I can. Kind of interesting. I'm looking forward to playing this. I'm playing on scenario level 2, even though my characters are level 5. My characters have arrived at the dungeon. I can start on any of these first 5 hexes. There aren't any monsters immediately adjacent to these hexes, so it doesn't really matter where I start. I think I'm just going to start as close to the middle part of the room as I can, so I'm going to start right here. In this first room, there's only 1 monster. It's an elite, Savvas Icestorm. There are 3 columns in the middle of the room. These are considered obstacles. Now, obstacles do not block line of sight, but they block movement unless you fly. There's also 2 walls. Now these walls also do not block line of sight because they're considered obstacles, as opposed to the exterior walls which do block line of sight. Other than that, the room is clean. Start of round 1. Well, the Savvas Icestorm goes first. It doesn't move. It has +0 to attack, and it could add attack and immobilize if the frost element was present, but it's not. And then it has a retaliate ability. But on this turn it doesn't do anything, but the retaliate is active. This puts the air element into the element table. Spellweaver's next. Well, I just need to move a lot. I'm using the bottom of Forked Beam to move 4. 1, 2, 3, move to there. Now, obstacles do not inhibit ranged abilities. So now I can use the upper part of Engulfed in Flames for an attack of 4, range of 3, 1, 2, 3, and I will attack the Savvas Icestorm number 1 with an attack of 4. Oh! First card is the Bless card, 2 times, so I hit for 8. Now, Savvas Icestorm has a shield of 1, so I only do 7 damage, but still, that's a good first hit. And this Bless card gets removed from my deck. This ability puts the fire element into the element table, and both of these go into my discard. Brute is next. Well, the Brute's got a bit of a longer journey to get there, but I'm going to use the bottom of Leaping Cleave for move of 3 and a jump. So I can jump over those columns. But I also need to use my Boots of Striding to get another 2 movement. So that gives me a movement of 5 with a jump. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, jump over the column. 5, right there. Air element's already into the element table, so I don't need to renew it. Now the upper part of Unstoppable Charge for an attack of 5. -2. Oh, that's horrible. And then with the shield, another 1, so I only hit for 2 damage. Still not bad. I get 1 experience point for using Unstoppable Charge. Goes my discard. Now, the Savvas Icestorm has a retaliate of 2, so my Brute is going to get hit for 2. And that is the end of round 1. Fire and air go to waning. Not a bad start. Start of round 2. The Brute goes first. I'm going to use the upper part of Trample for an attack of 3 and a pierce of 2, so I can ignore that shield. Hopefully I get lucky with the card draw. +0. So I hit for 3. I can ignore the shield. That's just 3 damage. Now I'm going to use the bottom of Eye for an Eye to heal myself for 2. That puts the earth element into the element table. Spellweaver's next. I'm going to use the bottom part of Frost Armor. On the next 2 sources of damage to you, suffer no damage instead. That's persistent until consumed. Stick a token on there. Now the upper part of Flashing Burst. For an attack of 3, range of 3. Savvas Icestorm only has 3 health left. And its ability card, it's going to summon a normal Wind Demon. So I think I'm going to use my Piercing Bow. During your ranged attack, ignore all shield values for the entire attack action. So I can ignore the shield. And then this gets consumed. So I can ignore the shield, and hopefully I get lucky here. Attack of 3. 2 times. First card was Bless, second card was 2 times. Well, I kind of wasted my Piercing Bow then, because my attack is 6, and I can ignore the shield. It only has 3 health left. So that will get rid of the Savvas Icestorm. This puts a light element into the element table. Well, don't complain, monster's gone, and it was gone before it had a chance to summon the Wind Demon. End of round 2 cleanup. Fire and air go to inert, earth and light go to waning. I need to shuffle the Spellweaver deck because I drew my 2 times card. Now this isn't a Bless card, it's just a regular 2 times card. So that gets shuffled back into my deck. Well, that was a good start, I think. Start of round 3. I need to get through that door. There's no monsters in this room, so it's just my characters. The Brute goes first. I'm using the bottom of Hook and Chain for a move of 4. I'm going to get a little crafty here. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Now this is a double door. I think they both open. 3, and then 4 to there. So the door's open. Now in this middle room, there are 2 normal Frost Demons and 1 normal Ice Storm Savvas. And then the pressure plate that we need to get onto to unlock the doors is in the middle of the room. Now I still have the second part of Hook and Chain that I can use. So I moved 4, and in that movement it was in a straight line. So I can now use the second part, which is attack X, where X is the number of hexes you moved with this action. So I can attack Frost Demon number 1 with an attack of 4. Rolling modifier, disarm. Oh, I hate it when these are back to back. Rolling modifier, stun. And plus 3. So I hit it for 7. The normal Frost Demon has a health of 7. So I can ignore the rolling modifier, stun, and disarm, because with 1 hit, I'm going to destroy this monster. So I hit it for 7. It's gone. Since I eliminated him with my attack, even though he has retaliate, the retaliate won't activate because I destroyed the monster. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Skirmishing Maneuver. Well, I wasn't expecting to destroy the monster on the first hit, so I can't use the first attack. But I can move 2 and attack 2. So now I have a choice to make. Do I go on that pressure plate? Because I could. No, I don't think I want to open that door yet. So with my movement of 2, I'm just going to move onto this coin and then attack Frost Demon number 3 with an attack of 2. Plus 1. So I hit it for 3. Now, in this case, the retaliate does activate, so I get hit for 2. Still my turn. I'm going to use my Mountain Hammer to summon a Warrior Spirit, using my Zombie Pirate minifigure to represent the Warrior Spirit. And I'm going to summon the Warrior Spirit right there. This guy's got a health of 4, but it does not act on this round. I'm also going to use my Minor Stamina Potion to recover 2 of my discarded cards. And I want to recover Unstoppable Charge and Skirmishing Maneuver. Those are 2 good cards. Let's go back into my hand. This is now consumed. Who's next? Oh, Spellweaver's actually next. I got some catching up to do. I'm going to use the bottom part of Reviving Ether for a move of 4 with a jump. And I'm also going to use my Boots of Striding to get another 2 movement, so I can move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go right there. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Fire Orbs. Attack of 3, range of 3, target 3. I'm going to target Frost Demon number 3 first for an attack of 3. Plus 1. I hit it for 4. It only had 4 health left. Frost Demon's gone. Now, the Retaliate ability again does not activate. I wouldn't activate anyway because it's in melee range, and that was a ranged ability. Now I can attack the Savvas Icestorm. Plus 0. I do 3 damage to the Savvas Icestorm. Now this is a normal Savvas Icestorm, so there's no shield. It has a health of 12, so it's now down to 9 health. This puts a fire element into the element table. I get my 2 experience. And this goes into my lost pile. Still my turn. I'm also going to use my minor stamina potion to recover 2 of my discarded cards. And I'm going to recover Reviving Ether and Engulfed in Flames. Next is the Savvas Icestorm, and it summons a normal Frost Demon. Well, I'm going to stick Frost Demon number 1 back on the board. It summons in a hex closest to an enemy. I'm going to go ahead and say that's right here, because it's closest to the 2 enemies there. Now, this is a summon, so it also does not get a turn this round. So end of round 3 cleanup. Earth and light go to inert. Fire goes to waning. Oh, the Savvas Icestorm put the ice element into the element table. Shuffle symbol on the Frost Demon. Feel like I'm doing okay. So the Savvas Icestorm put the ice element into the element table, but at the end of round 3 it would go to waning. So at the end of round 3 there, I completely forgot. I was trying something different with my camera setup. I find with these larger dungeons, some parts of the dungeons are out of focus, so I had my camera focused on the first room, then totally forgot to reset it when I got into the middle room. So I've changed it now. So that Frost Demon that was summoned is there. The Savvas Icestorm is in the back here. Pressure plate in the middle. So I don't think we lost too much there visually. Start around 4. Spellweaver will go first. I'm going to do something I might regret. Not sure. First, I'm going to use the upper part of Engulfed in Flames for an attack of 4 with a range of 3, and I'm going for that Savvas Icestorm. +1, I hit it for 5. This puts the fire element into the strong part of the element table. Now, the bottom part of Mana Bolt, I'm going to use just for the base movement of 2, and this is the part I might regret. I'm going to move on to that pressure plate. Now that I'm on that pressure plate, these 2 side doors open up. In each of the side rooms, there's an elite, Harrower Infester, Stone Golem kind of in the far end of the room, and then the pressure plate we need to get to is surrounded by a trap which deals damage and poison. So these rooms are just mirror images of each other. And actually the next character then to act are the Harrower Infesters, because they have an initiative of 2. But they just shield themselves and then retaliate for 2 with a range of 3. So they don't move, they just have a shield and retaliate. So that's great. Perfect outcome for this round. They just stay where they are. The Savvas Icestorm is next. So as ranged ability, the closest character is the Spellweaver. So it actually doesn't need to move. So it will attack the Spellweaver with an attack of 2 minus 1. So an attack of 1, that's pretty small. +2. So would have done 3 damage to the Spellweaver, but the Spellweaver has a charge of Frost Armor that I can consume, get an experience point, and I block that damage. Now the last thing on the Savvas Icestorm's card is it's going to shield itself and any allies within a range of 2. So it's going to apply a shield to both the Frost Demon and itself. So next is the Brute's turn, which means my Warrior Spirit will act. Now the Warrior Spirit acts like a monster. It's going to want to go towards the closest monster. Both the Savvas Icestorm and the Frost Demon are 3 hexes away. This thing can only move 1 at a time. I think it's going to go this way. Normally I would roll for this, but this hex technically is closer, so I'm going to go there. Oh, in the last turn, my Brute was sitting on a coin, so I get that coin. Brute is next. I'm using the upper part of Spare Dagger for an attack of 3 with a range of 3, and I'm going for the Savvas Icestorm. +1, so a hit of 4, -1 for the shield, so I hit it for 3. 1 health left. Now I'm using the bottom of Skirmishing Maneuver for another attack of 3 with a range of 3. Again, going to go for the Savvas Icestorm. Rolling modifier Muddle. And the Bless card 2 times. Well, I hit it for 6. -1 for the shield. It's only had 1 health left. Well, that will do it. It's gone. The Bless card comes out of my deck. Again, the rolling modifier doesn't really matter because I destroyed the enemy. Frost Demon is next. -1 to movement. It's right next to the Spellweaver, so it doesn't need to move. Oh, but it can attack 2 enemies, so it will move. Its base movement is 3, -1 for the ability card, so 2. Well, it's only going to move 1. It's going to move right here. And it'll attack both the Brute and the Spellweaver. Let's go for the Spellweaver first with an attack of 3 +0. I can use my last charge of Frost Armor to block that damage, get an experience. Now this card goes into my lost pile. Now attacking the Brute, -1. So the Brute will get hit for 2. And both the Savvas Icestorm and Frost Demon's ability would have put the ice element into the element table. End of round 4, cleanup. Fire and ice go to waning. There are no more Savvas Icestorms. So I'm going to remove this from the game. Shuffle on the Frost Demon deck. Shuffle on the Infestor. Spellweaver's down to 2 cards. Brute, I have 4. So I can do a short rest on the Spellweaver. 4 cards in my discard. Roll my 4-sided die. 3. I am losing Flashing Burst. Put the rest of them back. Brute, I think I'm okay for cards. Start of round 5. Well, now that that door is open, I need to get to those pressure plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, those pressure plates are 11 away. That's a lot. It's going to take a minimum of 2 turns to get there, probably 3, and then the same amount to get back. So each turn I should be moving, which means the strategy I think is to ignore the monsters. Just pick move abilities. Move and shield and heal. The Infestor goes first. Again, they don't move. -1 to attack, but a range of 3. Well, nobody's close to them, so they don't do anything. And then they'd heal, but they don't have any damage. So the Infestors don't do anything. Brute is next. I kind of want to get rid of this Frost Demon. I'm going to use the upper part of Provoking Roar, attack of 2 with a disarm, and attack the Frost Demon. Null. Okay, so the damage is nullified, but I can still disarm the Frost Demon. Now the bottom of Unstoppable Charge, I'm just going to use for the base movement of 2. And I'm going to go towards the pressure plate on the side of the room here. So 1, 2. Spellweaver is next. I'm going to use the bottom of Engulfed in Flames. On the next 5 melee attacks targeting you, gain retaliate of 3. Token on there. That's persistent until consumed. So the upper part of Flame Strike, attack of 3, range of 2. And if the fire element is present, I can apply a wound effect. Well, I'm going to attack the Frost Demon, but it's within melee range, so I'm going to get disadvantage. So first card, +2. That's disappointing. Second card, -1. Well, -1 is the worst one. I still hit it for 2, and I consume the fire element to put a wound effect onto the Frost Demon. Oh, I just realized I'm putting all these tokens on the wrong thing. This should be down here. Well, the Frost Demon has a retaliate ability of 2, and since the Spellweaver is within melee range, she will get hit for 2. And I forgot then, because the Brute attacked, even though I disarmed the Frost Demon, the retaliate still applies. So the Brute would get hit for 2, retaliate as well. Oh, I feel like I'm losing control here. Well, as usual, I forgot to move my Warrior Spirit before the Brute acted. Now, since the Warrior Spirit should have gone before the Brute, and the Brute was occupying this hex right there, the Warrior Spirit would have had 3 equal paths to get to the Frost Demon. I think it would have gone this way. Frost Demon is next. -1 to movement. It can attack, but it's disarmed, so it really can't do anything. Because it's wounded, it takes 1 damage at the start of its turn, so it puts it down to 4 health. This puts the Frost element back to the strong part of the element table. End of round 5 cleanup. Ice goes to waning. Shuffle on the Frost Demon. Shuffle on the Harrower Infester. I need to shuffle the Brute deck because I drew the null card. Brute's down to 2 cards. I'm going to do a short rest on the Brute. 8 cards in the discard. Roll an 8-sided die. 8. I'm losing Leaping Cleave. Get the rest of them back. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. Start around 6. Well, time to start ignoring monsters. I need to move or I'm going to run out of cards. Okay, the disarm can come off the Frost Demon. Forgot about that. Spellweaver goes first. I am using the bottom of Forked Beam to move 4. And I'm going to go toward the pressure plate over there. I'm going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the upper part of Reviving Ether to recover all of my lost cards. This puts the dark element into the element table. Then I lose this card. The Infestor is next. -1 to movement. Its base movement is 2, so it can move 1. They're both elite, so they go in order of their standees. So Harrower Infestor number 1 will go first. Well, it can only move 1. There's 2 equal hexes it can move into to get close to the Spellweaver. Although technically, if you were to go by the corner of the hexes, this one is closer. So I'm going to say it goes here. Now for Infestor number 4, this one's a little bit more gray. So I'm going to roll a die and say 1 to 2 goes there, 3 to 4 goes there. We'll move them right there. Now both of the Infestors are not close enough to attack anybody. Brute is next, which means the Warrior Spirit is next. Well, it's going to move 1. In this case, it's going to move on to that pressure plate and attack the Frost Demon with an attack of 3. Plus 0. Frost Demon will get hit for 3. But the Frost Demon has a retaliate of 2, so the Warrior Spirit gets hit for 2. Brute. I am using the bottom part of Hook and Chain to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I could use the top of Unstoppable Charge to attack the Harrower Infestor, but he'll retaliate and do damage to me. So actually, I think I'm going to choose not to attack the Harrower Infestor. So I'm not going to use the top of Unstoppable Charge. Frost Demon is next. Well, start of his turn, he still has a wound effect. He takes 1 damage. That will eliminate it. Puts it up to 7 damage. He's gone. Before he's actually able to perform anything on his ability card. Frost Demon's gone. End of round 6, cleanup. Ice goes to inert. Dark goes to waning. Frost Demons are now gone. I'm going to remove the tray. Start of round 7. Harrower Infestor goes first. -1 to attack. Range of 3. And muddle. And then heal 4 self. Oof. Well, Harrower Infestor number 1 is going to go first and attack the Spellweaver. Base attack is 3 minus 1, so 2 plus 0. Spellweaver will get hit for 2. That was a ranged attack, so my Engulfed in Flames does not activate. And Muddle. Spellweaver is muddled. Muddle is disadvantage on attacks. Now, Harrower Infestor number 4, attacking the Brute. It's going to get disadvantage though, because it's a ranged attack, but it's within melee range. So first card, +1. Second card, +1. Well, worst card is +1. So the attack was 3 minus 1, 2 plus 1, back up to 3. Brute will get hit for 3 and gets muddled. Brute is next, which means Warrior Spirit is next. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both Harrower Infestors are equal distance away from the Warrior Spirit. I'm going to roll a 4-sided die and say 1 to 2 it goes this way, 3 to 4 it goes that way. Just move it 1 there. Brute now. This is horrible. Well, I did plan on using retaliate, not thinking that the Harrower Infestor was going to go first. So the upper part of Eye for an Eye I'm just not going to bother using. And then the bottom part of Provoking Roar I'm just using for the base movement of 2. Spellweaver's next. I'm using the bottom part of Flashing Burst to move 4. And then the upper part of Mana Bolt, attack of 2, range of 3. I can consume the Dark Element to get an extra attack and get an experience point. And attack the Harrower Infestor. I'm muddled, so I get disadvantage. First card, +0 and stun. Second card, +0. Well, the worst is actually just the +0 without the stun. Still, I hit it for 3. And since it's a ranged attack, his retaliate does not hit me. End of round 7 cleanup. Shuffle symbol on the Harrower Infestor. Muddle can come off my Spellweaver. Start of round 8. The Harrower Infestor goes first, but it only shields and then retaliates with a range of 3, so don't attack the Harrower Infestor. Which means my Spellweaver's next. First thing I'm going to do is use my Minor Healing Potion, heal myself for 3, because I'm going to have to go through a trap, and I know the trap's going to do damage. This gets consumed. Now using the bottom part of Fire Orbs to move 3. 1, 2 into that trap, 3 onto the pressure plate. So this trap does 4 damage to me, and it poisons me. Now the upper part of Frost Armor, just not going to use. Brute is next, which means Warrior Spirit is next. It's just going to move 1. Well, my Brute, same thing. I'm going to use my Minor Healing Potion to heal myself for 3. Puts me up to 12 health. Now using the bottom part of Trample to move forward with a jump. So I can actually jump over 1, 2, 3, that poison trap. I'm going to have to hit it on the way out, so it doesn't really help me, but land on the pressure plate. I get 2 experience points for using this, but this goes into my lost pile. Normally I would be able to use the attack function, but I didn't travel through any enemies. I used that just so that I could get both of my characters on the pressure plates at the end of this turn. Now I'm also going to use the upper part of Skirmishing Maneuver. Attack a 2, move 2, then attack 2, but I'm just going to use it for the move a 2. Go back through that poison trap and get to there. So now I take the 4 damage and get poisoned. I already moved my Brute, but both characters were on the pressure plate, which means these doors get opened. And in this final room are 2 elite Stone Golems and the goal, the treasure tile. Now the Stone Golems will get a turn in this round. So they move. Their base movement is 2. So they're both just going to move 2. Stone Golem number 2 will go first. 1, 2. And then number 5, 1, 2. Oh, they're so big they block the whole door. My Brute is 12 hexes away from the treasure tile, and my Spellweaver is 14 hexes away from the treasure tile. If I only move 2 hexes per round, that's a minimum of 7 rounds before I can get to the treasure. Whew, I just need to survive. I'm definitely not going to be able to eliminate these enemies. It's all just about movement. Well, end of round 8 cleanup. Shuffle symbol on the Infestor deck. I'm realizing now I should have probably modified my deck to put more movement cards in. If I fail the scenario, that's what I'm going to do. My Spellweaver's out of cards. I need to do a short rest on the Spellweaver. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in the discard. Ooh, well that's not good. That means I only have like 5 turns left. I roll a 6-sided die. 3. I'm losing Mana Bolt. Brute. I'm down to 3 cards. I think I'm okay for one more round with my Brute. Start around 9. These Stone Golems have a health of 14 and a shield of 2. There is no way I'm going to get rid of them. So I just need to move. With a little bit of luck, I can pull this off. Stone Golems go first, but they don't do anything but just retaliate with a range of 3. That's okay. They're blocking the door. I'm going to need them to move. Spellweaver's next. I'm using the bottom part of Flashing Burst to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the upper part of Flame Strike I am not going to use. It's still the Spellweaver's turn. I'm going to use my Cloak of Invisibility to turn myself invisible. That gets consumed, so I'm invisible till the end of my next turn. Brute is next, which means the Warrior Spirit goes first. It now has a new focus target. It's just going to go toward Stone Golem number 2. Now for the Brute, I'm going to use the bottom part of Spare Dagger, just for the base movement of 2. And now the upper part of Juggernaut to move another 2. I'm not going to bother attacking though. Just going to use the movement. Infestor is next. Number 1 goes first. Spellweaver's invisible. That means its new focus target is going to be the Warrior Spirit. Its base movement's 3 minus 1, so it'll move 2. We've got 2 equal hexes it can get into. I'm going to say 1 to 2 goes there, 3 to 4 goes there. And it's not close enough to attack. Infestor number 4, however, can attack the Brute with an attack of 3. Plus 1. Oof. Brute gets hit for 4. Brute is down to 4 health. This is not looking good. End of round 9 cleanup. Brute is down to 1 card. Do a short rest on the Brute. 7 cards in the discard. Roll my 8-sided die. 1. I'm losing Spare Dagger. Get the rest of them back. Spellweaver, I've got 3 cards. Start around 10. Spellweaver goes first. I'm using the bottom part of Fire Orbs to move 3. And then the upper part of Frost Armor I am not going to use. Now the invisibility comes off of me. Brute is next, which means Warrior Spirit is next. The Warrior Spirit's going to move 1. And then attack Stone Golem number 2 with an attack of 3. Plus 0. Stone Golem has a shield of 2, so it gets hit for 1. Brute, I'm going to use the bottom part of Juggernaut. On the next 3 sources of damage to you, suffer no damage instead. Put a token on there. And then the upper part of Skirmishing Maneuver, I'm not going to bother attacking. I'm just going to move 2. So I'm now 6 away. Oh, so close. Harrower Infesters next. Number 1's going to go first. Doesn't need to move. Plus 1 to attack. And his base attack is 3. Oh no. It's going to attack the Spellweaver with an attack of 4. Oh, good. Minus 2. Spellweaver gets hit for 2. Down to 3 health. Harrower Infestor number 4. Base movement of 3 minus 1, so it can move 2. And attack the Brute for an attack of 4. Plus 1. Oh no. Brute only has 4 health left. Oh, but I've got Juggernaut. Oh, goodness. Had me so worried there. So I can consume a charge Juggernaut, get an experience point, and I don't take any damage. Oh, I keep forgetting. So both my characters are poisoned. It doesn't matter for the Brute because I blocked all the damage anyway. But for the Spellweaver, the poison would have added another point of damage. So the Spellweaver got hit. I'm going to take another point of damage off the Spellweaver. So the Spellweaver's down to 2. Ouch. Stone Golem's next. Well, Stone Golem number 2 doesn't need to move because it's next to the Warrior Spirit. So it'll attack the Warrior Spirit with an attack of 5 minus 1. So an attack of 4 plus 0. Warrior Spirit gets hit for 4. It only had 2 health left. That'll get rid of the Warrior Spirit. Stone Golem number 5 can move 3. Actually, it's going to go toward the Spellweaver. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. And attack the Spellweaver with an attack of 5 minus 1, 4 plus 0. Spellweaver will get hit for 4. I've only got 2 health left. Oh, I forgot about the poison. I would have got hit for 5 actually. So to avoid this damage, I can either lose 2 cards from my discard pile or 1 from my hand. I don't want to lose the card from my hand. I'm going to lose Flame Strike and Frost Armor. Well, realistically, I only have 1 turn left. But I avoid the damage. I forgot I have Engulfed in Flames on the Spellweaver. So both the Infester and the Stone Golem are going to take retaliate damage because those are both melee attacks on me. So I'm going to consume 2 charges of my Engulfed in Flames. Get an experience point. And the Harrower Infester will take 3 damage. And the Stone Golem number 5 will take 3 damage. End of round 10 cleanup. Shuffle symbol on the Stone Golem. Spellweaver has 1 card left. I need to do a short rest on the Spellweaver. 2 cards in the discard. Roll my 4-sided die. 4, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to lose. Flashing Burst. Start around 11. The Infester goes first. Oh, thank goodness. All it does is shield and then retaliate, but it doesn't attack. Brute is next. I'm using the bottom part of Unstoppable Charge to move 4 and stun, target all adjacent enemies. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into the doorway, and I can stun the Stone Golem. Stone Golem number 2 is stunned, and I lose this card. And the upper part of Provoking Roar, you know what, I'm just not going to use it. Don't need to. Attacking doesn't do me any good. Spellweaver is next. Well, unfortunately, the Stone Golem is blocking her path, so she can't go anywhere. So I might as well use the upper part of Forked Beam then, because this is my last turn. After this, I'm exhausted. Might as well get some experience. Upper part of Forked Beam, attack of 2, range of 3, target 2. Target the Stone Golem first. I'll get disadvantage on my attack because I'm in melee range. First card, +1. Second card, -1. So I will hit Stone Golem for 1. Well, Stone Golem has a shield. I do no damage. Basically, all I did there was get an experience point. And then I'm not even going to bother attacking the Infester, because if I do, it'll kill me because of the Retaliate ability. It's got a shield anyway. And then the bottom part of Fire Orbs I can't use. Stone Golem is next. -1 to movement and attack +1. Well, Stone Golem number 2 is stunned, so it can't do anything. Stone Golem number 5 doesn't need to move. It will attack the Spellweaver with an attack of 6. No, it doesn't matter. But I technically survive for another round, although I'm exhausted. I can't do anything. Okay. End of round 11 cleanup. Shuffle on the Infester deck. Even though the damage from the Stone Golem was nullified, another charge of my Engulfed in Flames would have been activated. Get another experience point, and I do 3 damage to the Stone Golem. Gotta shuffle the monster deck because I drew the null card. Start around 12. Spellweaver's exhausted, so I can actually take her off the board. It's all up to the Brute. Stun can come off the Golem last turn. Infester goes first. It just attacks and then heals itself. So number 1 will go first. 1, 2, 3, Brute is not close enough to attack, but now it heals itself for 4. So it's now up to 12 health. Infester number 4 basically doesn't do anything. It's also not close enough to attack, and it doesn't have any damage. Brute is next. I'm using the bottom of Hook and Chain to move 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm on the treasure. I just have to survive this round. And then the upper part of Eye for an Eye, might as well use it for the Retaliate ability. Persistent for this round only. Stone Golem is next. +1 to movement, and then attack -1. Stone Golem number 2 is going to go first with a base movement of 2 +1, so 3. 1, 2. And attack the Brute with an attack of 4 +0. I would have been hit for 4, but I consume another charged Juggernaut, get an experience point. Oh, sorry, I'm poisoned again, so that would have been an attack of 5. Doesn't matter, I block it. And then I actually retaliate, and I can gain 1 experience for retaliating, and a retaliate for 2, and that can ignore the shield, so it gets hit for 2. And that is the end of the round. Brute is still alive. I'm on the treasure, so I think that means I win? Well, let's read the conclusion text. You rush forward and take hold of the sigil of strength lying on a pedestal in the inner chamber. Immediately, an overwhelming power surges through you, and all of your foes disappear as quickly as they had appeared. You feel a great strength welling up inside you. For an instant, your vision goes dark, and you see images of a strange runic alphabet. The power dissipates, and your vision returns. You quickly write down the symbols that you saw, though you do not know their meaning. And yeah, there's a bunch of weird symbols here, and I have no idea what they mean. Reward 20 experience each. Okay, end of round 12 cleanup. I'm going to take all the health tokens off here. Well, I squeaked through that by the skin of my teeth, though I'm not sure if I made any mistakes that critically affected the game. I'll find out in the editing. Well, I get this treasure then, I guess. Let's find out what this treasure is. Oh, this treasure was just the goal. There's no actual treasure. All right, I'm going to clean up my table here a little bit to make some room, and then we will add up our experience in gold. All right, let's do the Brute first. I had 1 money token, that's it. A conversion rate of 3, that's 3 gold, puts me up to 74 experience. I got 8 experience during the scenario, plus a bonus of 8 for successfully completing the scenario, that's 16, plus 20, that's 36. Puts me up to 288. And that is enough to level 6. We'll do that when we go back to Gloomhaven. For my battle goal, Scrambler, I did only take short rests, so I do get a check mark. Only 2 more to go. For the Spellweaver, no gold. Also got 8 experience, plus the bonus of 8 for completing the scenario, plus the 20. So again, 36. That puts me up to 300. Also enough to level 6. Battle goal, Professional, I only used my items 5 times, so I do not get a check mark. I have no idea what these symbols mean. I'm just going to make a record of it. I'm assuming at some point in the scenario I will figure out how to read those symbols. So my character is going to travel back to Gloomhaven, and while in Gloomhaven I can level them up. So they're both going to level to level 6. I get another perk, and I get to choose another card to add to my card pool. I also get more health. Let's do the Brute here first. Level 6, I go up to 20 health. Now my health trait only goes up to 18, so I'm going to start having to stack it on top. I get another perk. I think I'm going to go with ignore negative item effects and add 1+1 card. I don't have any items that have negative effects, so that doesn't really apply right now, but might be useful in the future. So +1 card added to my deck. Now I get to choose a card to add to my card pool. I can choose anything from level 6 and below. So I can choose between Fatal Advance, Brute Force, Devastating Hack, Whirlwind, Quietus, and Immovable Flanks. Quietus is an interesting ability. Kill 1 adjacent normal enemy with stun. So if they're stunned, you could kill them. That might go well with the Trample ability. You know what? I think I'm going to pick Quietus. Even though the upper ability is quite specific, it has to be used with a stun ability, it might actually still be useful. The bottom, though, move 3, add +1 attack to all your attacks this round. That could be useful, so I'll pick Quietus. Now, I don't immediately add this to my deck, but it goes into my card pool. I think for the next scenario, I have to pay a little bit more attention to my card pool and construct a deck specifically suited for that scenario. I was lacking in having move cards for this scenario. All right, leveling on the Brute is done. Time for the Spellweaver. So the Spellweaver's health now at level 6 is 11. For perk, I'm going to go with 1+1 Immobilize card. Now, card for my card pool. I can choose between Elemental Aid, Cold Fire, Spirit of Doom, Chromatic Explosion, Living Torch, and Frozen Night. I'm going to pick Frozen Night. It's an interesting looking card. All right, leveling up is complete. Time to pick a new location to go to. So from our city card, we unlocked location 81, Temple of the Eclipse. Let's see if there's any special requirements for that scenario. No requirements. So Shrine of Strength is now complete. There are 8 unlocked locations, but one of them, the Ancient Cistern, we do not have the prerequisites to play, so there's only 7 available that can be played. Mountain Pass, Temple of the Elements, Deep Ruins, Ruinous Rift, Sanctuary of Gloom, Drake Nest, and now Temple of the Eclipse. I'm going to roll an 8-sided die and count down from the top to see where we're going to go to next. 5. Sanctuary of Gloom. Well, that's it for today. A successful run through of the Shrine of Strength. Feel like I made a mistake in there somewhere. So I barely made it through, but I'm going to chalk that up to me not paying attention to the actual goal of the scenario and the sheer amount of movement that's needed, because I don't have a lot of movement in some of my ability cards. But I do have cards available that have movement. So with a little bit of a change to my deck, I think I could have made that scenario a lot easier. But the characters leveled up, that's good. So they're both level 6 now. If you like the gameplay and the way I do the editing, please let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. In a couple of weeks, we'll tackle the Sanctuary of Gloom. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.